Welcome back everyone. If you're new here, I'm Joanna, and on this channel I like to talk about eco-minimalist lifestyle, happiness and productivity. So if you want to be up to date, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get notified when a new video comes out. This video is like a second part to the one that I did last week, and if you want to check that out, I will link it up here. It's about the things that I've already learned in my 20s, but in this video I really want to talk about things that I still want to learn until I'm 30, so in the next 7 to 8 years. The first point here is that I really want to find what my calling is, like professionally, because I don't want to have like a normal job that maybe I will hate someday, or I will hate from the beginning, or one that I'm not really aligned with. So I think this is something that many people have the problem with, or this is like a normal thing that people think it's like it should be, that you just have a job that you maybe like a little bit, or maybe you don't like it at all. But I think this is something that I really want to, that I just don't want to have. And this is something that I've known for quite a long time, that I just don't want just to work somewhere that I don't really like, and probably not for a long time at the same place, because you know there are so many interesting things in this life that you can experience, and why just do something that you don't really like. That's why finding out what the calling is that I really should do, that's something that I would like to do, I will be motivated to do. And yeah, these are the most important things, I guess, because when you don't have that, I don't think you can do a good job at what you're doing. So yeah, I hope that in this next few years I will really find what makes me tick, and what is the real thing that I should do on this earth for other people and for myself. Second point here is that I really want to get better at networking, and I mean in the sense that, you know, getting to know people is one thing, but also to have the connection and the relationship going is another thing. And I think this is really important also professionally, not only between friends that you already have or, you know, acquaintances, but I think professionally also this is really important to know the people in your working field and in your studies, and to be able to, you know, be in the same environment and know what each one is doing, and that you also have the possibility to just maybe ask people or to work on something together. And I think this is really a nice notion of it, but I don't think this is something that I'm good at by any means. So yeah, this is something that I really want to work on as well, and yeah, also develop this network of people that are really have the same language, that I'm on the same wavelength, and also have like my place in a network of people that maybe each one is in the same working field, but each person has a different focus on something. And I think this is really interesting also how the work works, because without networks, without knowing people, you are not going anywhere. So this is something that's so important. And yeah, I hope that in the next years I will be able to find my way, my place in this regard. But then on the other side, it's also about, as I said, between friends or acquaintances, that really being able to keep in touch with people, to keep this relationship going. And this is not something that is really easy, because you always have to put some effort in it. You have to be able to listen and be able to talk about things and be open to other people as well. So this is really a thing that has to be between two people or several people that it's working. So I really think this is something that everyone should also know how to do, and this is not something easy. Like relationships is something so difficult. Yeah, I really want to get better at this, because at this time, I don't know. The third thing that I want to learn before turning 30 is that I want to know how I can contribute to society and to single persons. Like, I don't want to be a person that doesn't do something important for society, because I have the feeling that I want to be the person that wants to help other people in a sense that I'm able, like not in a sense maybe that I'm a doctor or something, that is out of the question. But there are so many ways to make society better, or the living conditions better, or mitigating the climate change. There are so many things I can do, and yeah, I just want to figure out what is the exact thing that I can do with my knowledge, with my motivation to do these things. What is the thing that I can contribute to the society? Because I think this is the real value of yourself, when you can put your knowledge and your everything, that your whole self into something that has a bigger meaning and not only living for yourself and living for what I want to achieve. Like, these are really the two things that come together. The thing that I want to achieve in my life, for example, I want to be a boss, or I want to be a CEO of a big brand or something like this. But I also want to contribute to other people's well-being, or the city or the country. And these are really the two important things that come together to have a really, I think really fulfilling life and really fulfilling job as well. I think this is really something important for me as well, that I just find this thing that I can do, because time and time again I really think that I see the thing that I want to help people in a way, but you also have to figure out in what way you can help other people. The fourth point is that I really like to find out how it is to be in a long-term relationship. This is something that I have absolutely no experience in, so I really think this is like something that into 20s is the fun run to try this out. I don't know, it's like to do this, because I don't know, like it never really happened to me. And I think maybe I'm just a person that has just like too high expectations of people and of myself as well. And this is something maybe that were like obstruction to this. So this is something that I really want to learn, really want to experience as well, because it's not something that is easy. As I said in the second point, this is also to do with relationships, and I don't think this is something easy, and you have to put effort in it, you have to be there for the person, you have to, there's like not like, of course this is obvious, but it's not only about you anymore. So I've never been in a like romantic relationship for a long term, and this is really something that it's not something that I like desperately need or something, but it's something that I just really like to experience one day, of course. And I hope this will be something that will happen until I'm 30. I hope I can really just contribute something to this, because of course I don't believe in that it just comes out of nothing. You have to put something in it, you have to put some effort, you have to do something and not just wait, because there will be not like a prince on a white horse that will just come and that will be it, because you also have to do something, you have to be open to that. And this is really difficult to really open yourself to another person, because you are vulnerable, and these are really interesting things for me. But I think when there's like the right person, then it's not a question anymore. So I think this is something that partly I can do something about this, but partly this is something that will just happen or not, but I hope it will. The fifth point is that I really want to like move out for reals. Like, I don't know if this is something that I will be able to do before 30, because you know, like when you're studying and doing internships and everything, it's not always easy to also live by yourself and being able to pay for everything. But I really hope that this time will come and that I will be able to do that. And even if it's just like shared flat that I can live in for long term, I think this will be a really nice experience and something that I really want to do. As of now, I'm also doing an exchange in Lausanne, so this is something that has partly to do with this, but not really, because I'm not really responsible for everything that I do there. So I think this is something that everyone has to do someday, because like you cannot live with your parents forever. And I really wish that I will be able to do that, like financially, and also mostly financially, that I would be able to pay for my flat or my room and pay everything by myself, because someday I really want to do that. And the sooner the better for me, because I really like this independency, and this is something that I'm seeking for a long time as well. I expect it to be maybe for shorter times, like for an exchange, but if it be possible, it would be so great to move out like for reals. And I'm really looking forward to this. And I always wanted to do this thing when you just move out and you can just settle in your new place and everything is your own. And this is something that I'll enjoy so much. So I hope this will be something that I can do before 30 or at 30. The sixth point is something really important for me, and something that I really tried to implement in the recent. This is not something really easy when you are a student, but I think this is something that is really important to start now and start when you're young. So I'm trying to do everything that I can in my power to start investing, even if it's like a small batch, and start to put away money for like eventualities, and also for my life after studies and everything, and also for when I'm retired. I don't know really how my life will look like. I don't know how the retirement funds in Switzerland will look like in the time when I will retire. So these are all the things that are really unsecure, and I really wish I can start doing that, like being more like, I'm still in the process of learning things about this. And yeah, I'd expect from me that I will do that in the next few years much more, and I hope that I will get to that point of knowledge and action as well before I'm turning 30, that I can really say that I have my own portfolio of investing, and that I know what I will be doing in the case of eventuality, or that I have a retirement fund. So it's really important for me, and I hope this will be something that I'll be able to work on even more. It really bothers me sometimes that I don't feel that where I live now, like in Switzerland, is the place that I want to live my whole life. Maybe I will never live in one place. So what I think is really important also to do in my 20s is to really go out into the world and go traveling. And not like, I don't mean like going on vacation for like 2 weeks and just enjoy yourself and, you know, live in a hotel and things like that. I really want to go into places and live like a longer period there, and maybe volunteer or work even, or do an internship, or like I said, maybe go on an exchange and just really get to know different places in the world, because maybe there's a better place for me that I can like feel more fulfilled, or that is just more fitting for me. And I hope this is something that I will be able to find out. Learning about new cultures, getting to know new people, and being like in a different place is so important for your own development. You get to know so many new things, and you get to know yourself better, and you can handle your anxieties. You're able to adapt to new places, and this is something I think is so valuable in your life, that I just want to do it much more and do it. I just wanted to evolve in that sector, I can say, and I just want to do that even more. And I hope that at the end of my 20s, I really know where I wanted to be in the world, like where I do feel comfortable to 100% if it's possible. So yeah, finding the place in the world, this is so important for me, and yeah, I will work on that as well. The 8th point here is that I really want to get better at storytelling. This is something that I can apply to many different things, and it's not only about doing videos, it's also about writing texts, which I really like, and also in projects. And there are so many levels of where you can use storytelling so much. And yeah, I think this is a really nice skill to get to know. Like, this is not something easy, I know that, but I really want to develop that skill. This is something that I really want to do and to learn more about, and be able to do better videos, to write better texts if I want to write somewhere on a blog or something. That's just so important for me, and like, because I really like to tell stories, but this is not only just telling stories, but it's about how good you are doing that, and how, you know, how captivating this is. And I think this is really interesting, and this thing is something that I really want to get better at in my 20s as well. The second last point is that I want to be more grateful and appreciate more my family and friends. I'm sometimes really concerned about this, because I don't really see my extended family so often, and I don't appreciate them, and I'm not grateful enough for them. If it's possible, I also wanted to have a better bond with them, because it was something that I had really difficulties as a kid, because we don't really saw each other that often. And I think this is so important, to have your family and to have a good relationship with them. So this is the thing that I also want to do to ameliorate the relationships in there. The last point is that I really want to learn how to deal with regrets. Regrets was something that many people carry with them, but I think for me, this is something that is a really heavy weight on me, that is coming back now and then, because I have the feeling that I've made wrong decisions, or didn't do something that I should have. And this is really strange feeling, because sometimes you just feel like, okay, I'm not doing that because I'm probably gonna suck at it, or I'm not gonna be able to pull it through. But in the end, you will not know if you would, if you didn't try that. there are so many things in my life that I would do differently, or I would even do, but I didn't. I don't think that's a really great feeling that I have, but it's just always coming back, and I just really hope that this is something that I will be able to minimize or be able to cut out entirely from my life, because having regrets about your past is not really helpful about being in the present and looking forward. And of course, this is not something that is constantly on my mind, but it really comes back sometimes, because you just think like, just invested so much time in this thing, but actually this is not something I really wanted to do. So why didn't I choose differently? You can do that game over and over again about every single decision that you did in your life, and this is also something to do with how mindful you are in your life. And I think right now, when I really start to understand how to be more mindful in my life, how to think more deeply, and how to also feel what I want to do, and not only, you know, overthinking everything and then overthinking it again because I'm regretting it. So this is really something that I struggle a lot, and I just really want to, yeah, to get better at it and not always having constantly regrets about the past, because the past is something that I cannot change anymore, and no regret and no thinking about it will ever change it. Why the hell do that? I don't know, but it's something that people do. And yeah, I hope that I will find a way how to get rid of this feeling and just be happy about where I am right now, and think of the things that I've did, maybe in my opinion not good enough or not wrongly, that they were just like a journey, and that still learn from this. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this 10 things that I want to learn in my 20s, and feel free to write in your comments down below what are your biggest development goals in your 20s, or even if you're not in your 20s, maybe you are not yet in your 20s, or maybe you are older than 20s, it doesn't really matter, but I would just be really keen on seeing your thoughts about this. If you like this video and find some value in it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!